Yeah, they've been on the radio talking about it for a while. They didn't know what it was. Terry Labonte was behind that, and he radioed over to the team and said, it looked like to me that the rear track bar broke, and that might be why the left rear tire has gone down. Obviously, they have to lift up the car. They're going to change 4 tires here, get that on, and they say it is indeed a broken track bar mount. That's what they're talking about right now. They're going to have to wheel it back to the garage and go fix it. This is the team tied for 4th in the championship standings. And remember, the first thing Kyle told me about, we talked at the beginning of the show, they just wanted to leave here with a top 15. This will put them in the garage for a while.
This is not going to give them a top 15, Marty, that's for sure. This guy's been having some troubles with sway bars and things like that.
And right now, Kyle Busch, as they run, 3rd in the championship standings. Scott Wimmer to pit road, but he's got a speeding ticket. Elliott Sadler is the lucky dog. Here's a good look at the inner loop, or the bus stop as they call it. An update on Tony Stewart from Alan Bestwood.
Yeah, Bill, you saw the racing back and forth between Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch, which Kurt is now in charge of. Tony talked about not wanting to run as hard as Kurt at this point in the race. And under this caution, he and crew chief Greg Zipadelli had a discussion about saving the brake system for the end of the day. Zippy telling Tony, in the big picture of things, it'll pay bigger dividends for them to have a little bit more left in the final laps of the race than it will to run that extra bit hard right now.
So you know what you've got, but you want to have it at the end.
Well, a lot of times you get these things too hot and they never come back. And, you know, that's another problem. You can run them really hard, glaze the rotors. They just get so hot, they turn blue. And like on PJ's deal, I believe that's what some of it was. You know, it just got so hot.
And also the brakes, what happens is they get so hot and they cool, hot and so cool that they warp the rotors. Those big rotors warp. And that's what happens going down the straightaway. They knock the pads back. So when you get to the corner, you hit the brakes. That's why the pedal goes down so far, is because of warpage in the rotors.
So that's why you see these guys pumping them. What they're actually doing is they're pumping the pad back to the rotor. So when they get to the brake pedal, the pads are on the rotor and they're there. There's not that gap, because if there's that gap, the pedal will go further down to the floor.
Race leader is Kyle Petty. Matt, they're coming to get the green.
And his guys are waiting for him to come to pit road so they can fuel the car and put tires on it. They were staying out to get their 5 bonus points. And, you know, the 92 winner, he has said a number of times they feel like this team continues to make small steps, already building more and more for next year. And Kyle follows the pace car down pit road. And look at those cones up on the fence, though, Bill. They put those up there because guys couldn't see the restart point yesterday.
And that's a big factor. Kurt Busch, the pole sitter, is the race leader. Green flag out again at the Glen.
Kenny Schrader there in the 2nd spot. You see all these guys diving to the right. Casey Mears is going to take about 3 of them on this restart. And I think Jimmy Johnson and Harvick ran into each other again going down there in turn 1.
Had an incident between those two earlier in the race. Knocked in the front left fender, front right fender actually. It wasn't left fender of the 29 car, left fender.
Yes, left front fender.
Goes Stewart underneath Schrader.
Schrader in the 21 car, another car that has not pitted yet.
He's got the track position right now, but he's got a lot of cars behind him that are on better tires that will pass him very quickly.
Marty Moore and Schrader.
Yeah, fellas, they actually did stop at lap 6, took on 4 tires and fuel at that point. But what it does, BP, now they don't have to stop till lap 42, so Schrader can hang it out there in the top 5 for a little while longer if he like. That is, if he can keep that 7 car behind him.
Nope.
That one's not going to happen.
Now, restarts throughout the day are big here at Watkins Glen. Big at every track, especially here, though. And NASCAR warned a couple of drivers last time to make sure you pull up, you tighten up the field on the restart. Among those drivers, Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. They want the field tightly bunched when they come to get the green flag on the restart.
Good move by Jeff Gordon. Take that spot away.
On board again with Schrader. Up through the S's.
Casey Mears took the spot from Schrader. Hey, Mears has been running pretty good today so far. Robbie Gordon back underneath Jeff, as we would expect, into the inner loop.
Yeah, Robbie sailed it into the inner loop. How about that? You'll see that about 59 more times today. Mears closing in on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. Marty, you got some more on Mears?
Yeah, one time he finished 4th here, Bill, and they're having an awfully good run today. The car is excellent. Casey, not saying a whole lot on the radio, probably because he's a little busy inside the race car, but he said before they made that first stop on lap 19, he didn't want any changes to the chassis, and then slowly work their way through the field with an excellent race car, trying to keep it up there in the top 5 right now.
You know, Casey'd love to have another solid finish. Look at this behind them.
Yeah, these guys are all just trying to make their way around Kenny Schrader. And I mean, Kenny, although he stopped on lap 6, his tires are shot compared to all the rest of these guys who have fresh tires on them. So he's just hanging on right now.
And if he had stopped with Kyle Petty, he's still got to make another stop. Right. Although he's going to have to make 2 more stops anyway.
He's got a traffic jam behind him.
Comes Earnhardt on the outside.
Junior currently running in the 15th position. Make that 14th now as he gets by Schrader.
Oh, we got trouble in the inner loop.
And the caution comes out.
Mark Goshen's in the 90 car. Has spun.
Boris around again. Take a look as they all try and jump into the inner loop.
That contact must have started back on the straightaway.
Way back there, yeah.
Everybody trying to funnel in to the bus stop at the end of the backstretch here at Watkins Glen. The caution is out. Kurt Busch is the race leader. Working caution here, clean up in the inner loop at Watkins Glen. And here's why. Let's go on board with Boris said, looking off the back bumper.
Yeah, it's Mark Goshen's right behind him, and he's going to get into the back of Boris said, and that's why Boris went sliding through the grass and the dirt. And Mark also spun out.
Yes, he did. And Boris did a good job getting it out of there.
Yeah, he did. I didn't think he was going to get out of that gravel trap, but gets it in there, gets it in gear, and drops the clutch and goes.
There's Boris. A lot of excitement here yesterday, setting the stage for today. Here's what it looked like yesterday at Watkins Glen for the NASCAR Busch Series race. Robbie trying the crossover.
Holy mackerel, did Gordon drive that thing in? He's going to cross over one more time.
That's an unbelievable move.
I'll tell you what, that was strong, and he's on the inside, and they are banging doors. Here he comes. Whoa!
To the inside.
Wow!
Contact. They're through the grass. And Kurt Busch comes out.
Unbelievable.
You got him. Nice job.
Toward the start-finish line, checkered flag in the air.
It doesn't get too much better than that.
Kurt Busch wins a wild one at the Glen. And here are the unofficial championship standings for the NASCAR Busch Series. Kevin Harvick.
He is just making uglier and uglier every week.
Carl Edwards in second, the top 5 in the NASCAR Busch Series standings. Under caution here at Watkins Glen, we expect to see more of that kind of excitement as the laps go by here today. Good look at all the fans in the infield, camping out for the weekend here at Watkins Glen, seeing a lot of racing. Race here Friday night, Busch race yesterday, and the Cup race today. Field coming to get the green flag. Now take a look at the carousel on this close-up shot here.
Yeah, see, there's all this stuff right out here. That's all really loose rubber. And when you get out of the line with your left front and you get in that stuff, it is very slippery. It's like just all marbles, and looks like the track is coming apart, but it's actually just that fine rubber off the tires.
It got Jeff Gordon's attention. Listen in.
Ask her what they're going to do about the racetrack falling apart in the carousel. Thinking it's just rubber laid down on the pavement? Is that what they're thinking? Maybe, I mean, it could be that, but I mean, I just know when you hit it, it's like ice, and I hear pieces up in the fender wells.
Yeah, all I know is they sent someone out to look at it, and they said that they didn't see anything that was going to be a problem. So I would assume that's what it is, you know.
And you heard the conversation between Jeff Gordon and crew chief Steve Letarte. Similar conversation between Tony Eury Jr. and Dale Jr. He felt the same thing. It was indeed rubber. Green flag's out, guys.
Terry Labonte was the lucky dog. He is 11 laps down.